To be completely honest with y'all, I wasn't sure how to make this video. There were a lot of different ways I could have gone about it, but I think the best way for me to do a conversation like this is to just take y'all for a drive with me and just have a conversation.
However, before we continue, please be aware that the following video contains discussions of LGBTQ+ topics that may be upsetting or triggering to those easily offended. Viewer discretion is advised.
Also, I shouldn't have to say this, but please do not attack or harass anyone in the comments. Those found doing so will be banned. It is more than possible to have discussions about topics like this in a reasonable way and also just a relaxed way in general without absolutely allowing the comment section to just fly into a frenzy. To be brutally honest though, some of the comment section will probably fly into a frenzy of some kind or go nuts, but if you do not want to hear about these types of topics, I think I've given you all of the warning that I possibly can. And with that, let's go ahead and just dive right into it. So, it's no secret, and I'm sure y'all have been seeing all throughout the comment sections at this point, comments like this, and this, and this, and this, but also this, but also this. And to be completely honest, I thought about reading some of these comments, like actually reading them out, and I was like, I feel like that's just gonna turn into a brain rot session, so I decided to not do that. Now, as I'm sure y'all are aware, I stopped doing Facecam around the beginning of 2023, give or take. Now, the decision to remove Facecam was originally because I was experimenting with different types of content production to see what my viewers preferred overall. And especially since a lot of people at that time were requesting videos with no Facecam. However, stepping away from Facecam content allowed me to do a lot more reflecting than I originally thought I was going to do, but this goes back a lot farther than that. Imagine if every experience you were having throughout life, both as a child and into adulthood, felt like you were having them in an almost out-of-body experience sort of way. Now, I know that that might sound like, I'm sure some people are already tuning out, but hear me out on this. You knew you were having life experiences, but at the same time, you didn't feel like you were having them in a way that felt genuine to yourself. And even the experiences that were supposed to feel great, in air quotes, felt almost like they either didn't mean all that much or like you weren't having them in your most genuine way. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all how old I am now, but I will say the first time I actually started to consider what the logistics of transition might look like, I was about 21, but looking back now, there were so many signs long before that. Now, another thing I want to talk about is, does this change the content or content focus of my channel? And the answer to that is not really. I mean, the interests that I have always had and have always shared here on this channel involving cars, trucks, off-roaders, and then games based around cars and off-roaders and trucks of every variety, those are not going anywhere, and I am still deeply interested in all of those things. And I think a common misconception that I see a lot of people have is that there supposedly aren't other trans people or queer people or even gay people for that matter that are into things like cars and off-roading and trucks and games based around, once again, all of these things that people I think assume to be quote-unquote masculine things. And I take so much issue with that definition for obvious reasons. And if you look outside of just the tiny little lens of like cars and automotive interests in general just being a stereotypically masculine thing, if you take a look outside of that lens, you'll realize that there is a lot more to just this interest as a whole, whether it's in the gaming space or it's in the automotive space or it's in some kind of a mixture between the two. Either way, there's a lot more crossover, once again, than people realize. And frankly, that was one of the biggest reasons why I was scared to come out for so long and for so many years, because a lot of my interests are kind of known for maybe not being the most accepting of people outside of a certain demographic. So, you know, make of that what you may, or make of that what you will, but it's a very, very real thing for a lot of people. And it was also a very real thing and a very real fear for me for a very long time. And I eventually got to the point where I was like, you know what? It's not really worth being afraid of this anymore. And I said, you know what? I mean, people are gonna call me whatever name in the book they want to call me. I mean, they've been calling me whatever name in the book ever since I started doing this, you know, ever since I started posting videos on the internet back when I was a teenager. I mean, I remember the first time I ever showed my face on the internet, one of the first comments that I got was that I was ugly. And so, to a certain extent, that kind of being my introduction to the internet, while it was really like, you know, upsetting at the time, you know, with being a teenager and everything, and also just not knowing a lot about myself in general, you know, I think it kind of primed me for future experiences in a way, because I was like, oh, well, if someone can just call me ugly and get it out of the way, then cool, we'll just go from there. And the sky didn't collapse. You know, like, nothing happened. And I was able to just say, oh, well, okay. I guess sometimes you just learn that you put yourself out there and you will meet people that are assholes. And that's just how that's gonna go sometimes. And while, yeah, I've gotten my share of, you know, super ugly comments and name calling and this and that and the other, I have had the amazing opportunity to meet so many incredible people, and not only to meet so many incredible people, but to meet so many incredible people that are also living their lives to their own fullest extent, whatever that looks like for them and whatever that looks like in their most genuine way. And for that, honestly, I couldn't be any more grateful. I do also want to take a second at this point in the video to go ahead and let y'all know that if you are curious about any of the topics I am discussing here, or you don't understand certain things or certain terms that I might be using, I will leave some links with some information in the description box down below. And at this point in the video, I know we've gone over a lot of different things. However, I just want to let y'all know how much I genuinely appreciate you. And I know that a lot of people on the internet say that. I know a lot of creators say that. I know a lot of quote unquote YouTubers say that, or whatever platform they create on, whether that be YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or, you know, whatever platform the case may be, because there's a lot of freaking platforms in this day and age. I mean, I feel kind of old because I've been on the internet for so long that I've seen YouTube itself go through multiple, like, total platform revisions. Like, it's genuinely nuts to think about now. And honestly, this video is such a breath of fresh air to be able to make. This has been a video that I have dreamed about making for, honestly, many, many, many years. And the fact that I am able to make it now just honestly makes me so incredibly happy, and also so incredibly thankful for y'all. Now, will I be returning to making gaming content with a face cam? Yes. However, the date at which I will be doing that, or rather the date at which I will be returning to Facecam content or Facecam gaming content, is yet to be determined. I know I'm going to do it. I know I'm going to return to it. I'm just not sure when that return is going to happen. However, it will honestly most likely happen sooner rather than later, and you can rest assured that the Facecam content will be back on the channel. Now, live stream content. Live streaming was a massive part of my channel for a very, very long time, and I made some incredible friends through live streaming on my channel. And not only that, but I became closer to y'all, and I still get people asking me about the live streams to this day. And to be brutally honest, I completely understand why, and B, I also really want to return to them. Now, there has been a lot going on in my life on the personal side and on the business side, and just life in general has been extremely busy. But yes, I do plan on returning to live streaming very soon. Again, the date for that is still kind of to be determined, but once I know a solid date, and once I have a date where I'm like, yep, I'm gonna be live streaming on this day at this time, I will be sure to share that with y'all, both here on YouTube through the community tab and also over on my Instagram, which I suggest following via the link in the description box down below. So here at this point in the video, I want to wrap things up with a few different things, but mainly, thank you if you have watched this far in. Y'all are incredible. I love y'all so much. I genuinely do. It's been quite a journey, and it's been quite a ride, and it is far, far from over. And if it's a journey that y'all would like to stick with me on, I am more than happy to have y'all. But with all of that being said and done, that is gonna do it for this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Talk to y'all later, and I hope y'all enjoyed.